Hi, today we're going to read a story that starts with the letter E. Edward the Emu. An emu is like an ostrich, sort of similar. Edward the Emu was written by Sheena Knowles and it was illustrated by Rod Clement. Edward the Emu was sick of the zoo. There was nowhere to go, there was nothing to do, and compared to the seals who lived right next door, well, being an emu was frankly a bore. So that night when the zookeeper went home to bed, Edward jumped from his pen and laughed as he said, "The seals are best, anybody can tell. So tomorrow I'll just be a seal as well." He's going to try to be a seal. You think that's going to work out? The next morning at 9, when they opened the zoo, the seals were swimming and Edward was too. He dived in the water and basked in the sun, and he balanced a ball on his beak just for fun. He's pretending to be a seal. Well, Edward was really enjoying the day till he overheard someone behind the fence say, "The seals are always amusing, it's true, but the lion's the best thing to see at the zoo." Oh, what do you think is going to happen? You think he's going to go pretend to be a lion? Let's see what happens. So that night when the zookeeper went home to bed, Edward jumped from the pool and he smiled as he said, "The lion's the best, anybody can tell. So tomorrow I'll just be a lion as well." Oh, he is going to pretend to be a lion. Let's see how he does that. The next morning, when they opened the zoo, the lions were roaring, and Edward was too. He snarled at the ladies and growled at the men. Life was certainly grand for a lion in his den. Does he look? They both have their mouths open and they're roaring. Well, Edward was having a wonderful day till a man in the crowd had the gumption to say, "The lion's a beast I shall always detest. The snakes are the things that I like to see best." Ooh, so someone said he likes the snakes better. What do you think's going to happen? So that night when the zookeeper went home to bed, Edward crept from the cage and he grinned as he said, "If the snakes are the best things, and that's what they say, then tomorrow I'll be a snake for the day." The next morning at 9, when they opened the zoo, the snakes were all hissing and Edward was too. He slipped around the rocks. It was magic to see. Then he curled himself casually up around a tree. Well, Edward was just warming up for the day when he overheard one of the visitors say, "The snakes are impressive. I know that is true, but the emu's by far the best thing at the zoo." Someone said they like the emus the best. What do you think Edward is going to do now? "The emu?" gasped Edward. "My goodness, that's me. I'm the thing that gentleman most likes to see. Not the seals, the lions, the snakes, and the rest. It's Edward the emu. He likes to see best." So that night when the zookeeper went home to bed, Edward slipped from the cage and he laughed as he said, "If the emu's the best, then that's easy then. Tomorrow I'm Edward the emu again." Edward ran to the place where he used to reside, but oh, what a shock when he clambered inside. He found himself suddenly face to face with the emu they'd brought in to take Edward's place. They have 2 emus now. The emus considered each other for a while. The new emu said with a shy little smile, "Hello, I'm Edwina. It's nice to meet you. You're the best thing I've seen since I came to the zoo." So Edward met his friend Edwina, and now they think they're the best in the zoo. But we said that today's book starts with the letter E, like like egg, or emu. Here's a picture of a real life emu. That's what they look like in real life. And this is another E word, eagle, eagle, or egg, or the word exit. I bet we could see that at school when we go back, we could find some exits. And this little girl is painting at an easel. And another word is elephant. Can you guys go on a letter hunt at your house and look and see if you can find all the E words that you have? See if you could be a letter detective and find them all.